If Joanne referred me a brother or sister, all I got to say is Joanne told me to call you. You need life insurance. It's a first party endorsement. So the closing ratio on that is a slam dunk as soon as you get into the house, as soon as you were let in. Once you do a referral, they'll pretty much just tell you, all right, John, how much? Nice. What did my sister get? Here you go. That's it.
Hello.
Hey, my name is Joel. You might have been expecting John. Maybe not. No.
Yeah.
He's actually selling right now, so he'll be out in a second. But
yeah.
You're stuck with me for a little bit. I'm sorry.
No, not to be sorry about. I'm sure there's much wisdom and knowledge I can glean from you.
I don't think so, but we'll see. We'll thug it out. It's all good.
There you go.
Well, I'll formally introduce the show, and then he'll hop in when he can hop in. Welcome to the weekly Q&A. I'm your host, Joel. We got Joanne here.
Hi, Terry. I talked to you. I will not talk to you. We texted over the phone. Yeah.
I was wondering. I was like, I think that's the same person I've been talking to. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So it's nice to put a face to your name.
Yeah, for sure.
Terry. So how new are you?
Oh yeah. So Terry is really new. I think you just started your contracting last week, right? So
this week? Yeah.
Week?
So Friday, I started contracting a couple of them Friday, and then today I went through and finished up the rest of them.
Okay, perfect. So then you're basically, did you get a chance to submit your America through NLC and everything like that?
Yes. Those are all over there now as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you're basically just going to be waiting to get your writing numbers. America, you should get hopefully by tomorrow. Prosperity, I don't know if Darren sent you Prosperity link already.
Yep.
Yeah. So did you already get Prosperity or not yet?
Nope, not yet.
Okay. Yeah, that one.
I did get an email. I did get an email from them that said it was from their background check accurate. And said they may or may not be sending me documents or communication digitally. And I was like, I guess that's just a formal. If they feel like talking to me, they're going to send something.
Yeah. So typically if they need anything from you, they'll go ahead and they'll request it from you directly. Okay. But for the most part, Prosperity is fairly fast.
Okay.
Yeah. So you should, if they're running your background, it should take a couple of days and then you'll get their number.
Okay. And so Noel, is that it? Did I say that right?
Yoel.
Okay. Yeah. Forgive me. So I come from 15 years of welding, and then I thought 30 would kill me. So I picked up a computer back in the day, and it was really simple for some reason to me. So I've literally spent the last 23 years in the IT industry.
Wow.
The last job that I had, I was director of IT over a health company. We had 32 locations in 3 states. Another company came in and bought them out, bought everybody but the corporate employees. So 30 employees lost their job.
Wow.
And then right when that happened, inflation started kicking off and all companies started freezing hiring on tech people. Mm-hmm. And so it turned into this big thing. So I literally was sitting down, reevaluating my skill set, all my abilities, and if there's another path that I could go into, because the IT industry apparently was not it. And I don't want to just burn through all of my savings, right? Yeah. So it's trying to figure it out. And then I come across a company, I don't know if we can say it, but they're a life insurance only company. And so they helped me point me in the direction to get my license through the state. Okay. And then the more I hung out with those guys, because there was a little hiccup in the whole process. I guess Oklahoma just takes their time sometimes. And so while that was going on, I was showing up to the office every day, just trying to consume all the data I could, right? Because if I'm going to do something, I want to put everything I got into it, right? So there was a lot of things that was happening that I felt a little uneasy about, and a lot of things that didn't line up with, if I'm going to go down the insurance path, I kind of built in my head, these are kind of some of the ideas of how I want to see that unfold. And that wasn't a case with them. And so what really triggered me to start figuring out something else was one time, like a couple of days before I got my license, the guy that I've been working under was like, oh, by the way, we're going to go ahead and have you do an appointment. And even though you don't have your license yet, we'll just put it under somebody else. And I was like, no, sir, I'm not. The law is pretty clear on that. I don't want to jeopardize my license before I even get it. right?
Yeah.
So I'll book appointments because I'm not soliciting anything at that point, but I'm not going to do an appointment. And so that kind of really turned me off. And then I created the business Instagram page, and a couple of people pinged me on there from FFL and was like, hey, we would like to talk to you. One guy specifically, I said, hey, I'll have a 3 o'clock. And he's like, well, let's just meet whenever. And I was like, I schedule everything. I'm like super business minded. Everything gets scheduled, right? And so at 3 o'clock, nothing. At 3:05, nothing. So I'm messaging back. I said, hey, it's 3:05. I got to move forward. And I have not yet heard back from that guy ever since then. But what I did do is I took that newfound data of FFL and went and devoured the website and everything else. And I was like, I think this is the direction I want to go. So I went to the locations page and seeing there was like one person in Oklahoma, one VP by the name of Darren White. And I called him 10 o'clock at night. And I was like, and he answered. And I was like, oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting you to answer, but I'm glad you did. Here's kind of some of my history. Here's kind of where I'm at, where I'm wanting to go. And he's like, perfect. I'll put you in some text messages. We'll start the thing going. And so far, it's been amazing. The amount of training that you guys offer is just unbelievable. I feel super confident right now, just from the training that I've gone through so far, to be able to just get out there and make it happen.
That's awesome. That's good. That's really great to hear.
That's great to hear. That's great feedback. So thank you so much for sharing.
Here's John. He's going to replace me. Nice to meet you, Terry.
Yeah, it's going to be it.
You know, looking forward to seeing all the success you're going to have, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't know Darren was the only one in Oklahoma. I didn't know Darren owns Oklahoma.
Well, on the website, it just said in
His
Oklahoma,
office is
VP
listed.
Darren.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I was like,
location there.
so I was like, if there's just one, then I'm coming after that. There's got to
So
be at least 2.
How far are you from Darren's office?
He's in Seminole, and I'm up in the Oklahoma City area. So we're probably about an hour and a half, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours away. It's not too bad.
Big. So think big.
Yeah.
So you and Darren can take over Oklahoma.
Yeah.
You're business minded. You have abilities. You understand the business, man. Were you there at convention?
No, I was not. I actually talked to him the night before he took off to go to convention.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll see you on the next one.
Oh, absolutely. I've already got it scheduled and ready.
Awesome. So I know you're brand new, right? You just came in. Let's expand your business acumen in here. I kind of missed the first part. I was on the other call trying to deal with this lady had like lung cancer, trying to get her AIG policy.
Yeah.
So, what's your background, real quick?
So background, 15 years of welding and 23 years in the IT industry.
IT. So were you part of a union before in welding?
Negative. No, I was just I weld whatever needed to be welded. I actually didn't agree with unions. I thought they were, and going back from the old school unions, from what I learned growing up, was that they're more muscle than anything. And I really didn't want to push money in that direction for those things. So
the reason I just asked is based on, so back of our old company, it was a union insurance company. And so they had a good method. They had a good,
it didn't start with the letter A, did it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's the company that I started in under, that pointed me in the direction of getting my life insurance license and to start down this path.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's
And
us.
then,
We're all from there. It's okay.
Yeah.
I always
here.
like to say I did 10 years there, like it's a prison sentence.
Yeah.
And then Albert did 11.
Wow.
So we know the game. So it's a good client acquisition company. Okay. So I feel like for us in our industry and our lead sources, aside from mortgage protection, our final expense product, it gears towards 50 to 85. Which is a great thing. There's a lot of them. Boomers are coming in. We have a lot of people, but we tend to hit, I wouldn't call it high income clients. We're hitting low income government type client, government, subsidies, disability, Social Security, and sometimes good, decent pensions from retirement.
Right.
But we're not hitting the working class, right? Unless you're doing a mortgage protection client. So they have a good client acquisition phase. They market it to the union. They said that you have great benefits while you're working there with the union. But you lose your job, you retire, you get laid off, you would lose additional benefits that you may have. Here's where we can supplement that. Okay. And then they pitch the whole life, but they don't have any additional products besides that. So,
well, the thing that I like about FFL that I had conversation with Darren in the beginning was, is I've got a guy that owns a business consulting company. He targets small and medium-sized businesses to go in there and kind of make sure that they're structured good and that they're going to be able to go long-term in their success, right? And one of the conversations that he has with them is, hey, do you have Key Man Life on your key founders, execs, whatever?
Yeah.
But he doesn't have nobody to go to talk about that. So I told Darren, I said, is that something I would be able to sell once I'm in the group? And he's like, absolutely. And so that guy's already queued up and waiting. He's waiting until I'm done and everybody's stamped on me so that I can start down that path as well. And to me, that's only going to, my projection is that will only be maybe 5 to 10% revenue out the gate, but hopefully that will scale now that I'll be his guy to go to on a regular basis.
But you got to look at it. Business owners know other business owners. So once you get referrals out of that, then you can get referrals off the individual clients and then boom, you're off and running.
Yeah. And in any other small, medium businesses that I talk to on an individual level, I can say, hey, have you ever considered talking to somebody about doing an overhaul or look at your business to see if it's structured good? Because I got a guy, right? And in that way, everybody gets to eat something.
Exactly. So you could be the insurance man for the small business.
Yeah.
Think about it that way. I do want to give you a little fine print. We ran into an issue before. It happened with Aetna. This is called the ERISA law, ERISA.
Okay.
And what happened was this lady turned out she was a scammer. but it flagged home office Aetna about it. So her method was she was attacking the small business, the business owner, and she was providing life insurance along with Aetna's supplemental benefits, the cancer plans, the sickness plans, and all these supplements to the employer, paid by the employer to the employees. Okay.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I want you to go away from that. You want to do individuals. Okay. And you understand it already.
Yep.
So for the other listeners, ERISA, if you're providing benefits to the employer and the employer is providing it to the employees, there's no way that they can be declined. It has to be automatic approval. Well, when we're providing our benefits, they can get declined. So it totally throws it off away. So you just want to get access from the employer to the individuals, but do individuals instead of coming from one bank account because it flagged everything.
Well, and if you're going to do that, don't you have to do something like PNC or whatever? Because you're going to be doing group policies at that time. And that's a whole nother level than what we're doing here. And I'm just speaking out of my limited insurance knowledge here. So correct me if I'm way out of line.
To be honest, I don't even know because I don't have a PNC license. But typically what we're selling life insurance. So you need to have your life and health license. Yes and no. I would think not because Aflac specializes in business to business. Colonial specializes in that where they have it set up through group employers. NLG, one of our carriers, they have a method where they've been around for a while. So they have a lot of connections where they can target schools, employees of schools, and create 403Bs through the school, taken out of the pre-paychecks. So it comes out as a pre-tax money working with the schools. And I'm pretty sure you just need life and health license. But there's a lot of background from the carrier to be able to have that access and connection, aside from just us creating it individually for the self-employed.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay.
But yeah, so think about it. Your background in IT, your background in welding, you know how to market.
Well, and I've also spun up 3 of my own businesses from the ground up while I was working full-time jobs.
Oh, yeah, you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You're a great catch.
Thanks. And look, you guys didn't even fish for me. Somebody else fished for me, and I jumped out of the pond and ended up in y'all's pond.
Yeah, there we go. But think big. That's why I just wanted to expand your mind. So understandably, in our business, we have a system, we have a method. It's a duplicatable, scalable method, but you can veer away from that if you wish. Okay. But really at the end point, it's all about, we have an ability to sell anyone 89 and under. Okay. So anyone and everyone is our client. Okay. But how do we get these clients? We have the products, we got to get in front of people. Okay.
Right.
So you want to hear a funny joke? I used to say this in my downlines. It's kind of not PG, but hopefully Yoel will be okay.
Let's hear it.
You all can edit it if anything.
I tell them about our products. Like, dude, I tell this to new agents, like, dude, you don't need to learn the products. So you need to figure out your client acquisition game, whether we're buying leads, we're finding clients, we're getting referrals, or we're creating a network. Once you have these clients, that's when we provide the products. The product will sell itself. Now, the skill in the individual then will be their communication skill, their communication channel. Are you great at texting? Are you great at doing like crazy turbo text? Go high level app, automation, lead drip campaigns, or you have a call tools that automatically calls. However you can communicate plus your skill, and then bam, you're in business. Okay, so just think big about the ability. If you can create a big network within the state, you have a lot of people. Imagine where you have a system where they're coming to you instead of you dialing and calling, they're booking appointments off your Calendly. You're killing the game from there.
Hey, and I just got a quick question about the scalability of the team, right? So I've been able to wrap my head around most of the process, but there's just a little bit over here that I haven't figured out yet.
Okay.
So I know that you could create these agencies and everything else like that, which I've already done the LLC. I've spun everything because coming out of the gate, I just wanted to go, right?
Okay.
And I know from a page that I got on FFL marketing or something, it was like, you've got to make, I think, 50K back to back in 2 months. And then you can get FFL co-branding or something as well, which is cool. I get that. But if I start recruiting, I got 2 recruits I'm going to go meet with today at 3:15 Central. Nice. So both of them have their insurance license already. Both of them are hungry. They're young. So I think they're going to be a good asset. But I'm not going to pitch them in the way that other company did, right? You're going to make lots of money. It's going to be like, you're going to work hard and you're going to be uncomfortable the majority of the time. However, you will get well paid for that.
Yes.
But where I'm missing the mark and not understanding is I know that the carriers pay each one of the agents directly because we're a 1099 that way. But how do they fall under my fold, right? So like under my agency, I know on FFL, they're going to be my downline, right? But
Correct.
If I hire an admin, then that's going to be out of my payroll. So that's going to be statically one of my staff, right? But how does the agent, how does an agent?
Are you asking like how?
Automatically.
It happens automatically, yeah.
Okay.
You cannot. I think he's asking like his whole override and.
Right. So
like
once you invite an agent, so you have an access to your HTMS, right? So similar to what Darren did for you. Yep. Once you send an invite to HTMS, you can create the contract you're putting him in. Okay. Which is up to 5 points below your level. Okay?
Right.
Now, you don't want to go too low because it's competitive. If they're looking at FFL, there's multiple ads out there that's, showing that it's high comp.
Right.
But once you put them in, you created the invite to them. Once they open up their email and create their HTMS account, they're automatically added under you.
Okay. So then outside of taxes, payroll, I'm just trying to figure out how would my little agency scale with FFL, if that makes sense, right? Because if they're not technically an employee of mine, then really, how do I make money off of them making money? That's so you get paid part.
Okay. So let's say you're Darren's downline, right?
Mm-hmm.
Terry, once you start writing business, the carrier will pay you, and then the carrier will pay Darren.
Okay.
And then the carrier pays Darren's upline and their upline. So the carrier spreads out the commission to it.
Okay. That was an assumption, but again, I would rather have hard data instead of
no worries. So I get a lot of agents asking that, and like new agents coming into the insurance industry, they're like, how do you do more than 100%? Well, you think about it this way. The carrier is actually probably more willing to pay more than 170 to 200% of the commission on the first year of a policy. Reason why is because they didn't have to get an agent. They didn't have to have an employee on salary or payroll to work that lead. Right. They didn't have to create the lead. They only had to pay the commissions when the lead or the sale happens. And if the sale doesn't happen or it cancels, they still get a chargeback. It's a no love loss to them. Right. So they're willing to sacrifice maybe up to a year to 2 years. But after a year to 2 years and that commission clears, if this client is staying on the books, they only got to pay like 5 to 8% on renewals. They keep the rest.
Right.
So it's a long-term gain on the insurance carrier after 50, 100 plus years on these clients.
Yeah.
They win. Let's say you have a
Yeah.
client, accidentally or just randomly not pay out their policy. They paid it for 3-4 years. They didn't die, but they canceled the policy. They lapsed on it. Insurance company don't have to pay anything. The only thing they paid is maybe some paperwork saying, "Hey, yo, a bill. Hey, yo, a bill."
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Happens
if
all
we're
the
doing
time.
our job, then we're calling them before that renewal date to be like, "Hey, Bob, how's life?
Yes.
Everything good? Do we need to alter anything? Did life take a change? Do we need to make some adjustments to your policy? Oh, no, you're still good. Great. All right. That's going to renew on this day, blah, blah, blah. Right.
There you go. You already know how to cultivate and take care of your clients. And at the end of that, ask for referrals. Who else do you know that needs life insurance? How's everything going?
Yeah. 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 Because referrals. So statistically, 2 statistics that I've heard recently is if somebody pays their insurance for 13 months, they're going to end up paying it for 20 years statistically. Right. So if you can get past that 13th month with that client, then they're statistically they'll pay for 20 years. The other one I heard is that a referral has a 60 to 80% chance of closing compared to a 30 to 40% chance closing on a cold lead.
Yeah, you learned that from the old company, huh?
Yeah.
That's one of our orientation numbers.
Yeah.
Those numbers have been there since 2000.
But typically, yeah. So the reason why, think of it this way, it's just like our leads back in the day. To the old company, you had to turn a client from an individual, untrustworthy, third-party endorsement by the union,
right,
to a first-party endorsement by someone that they trust. If Joanne referred me a brother or sister, all I gotta say is Joanne told me to call you. You need life insurance. It's a first-party endorsement. So the sale and the I would say the closing ratio on that is a slam dunk. As soon as you get into the house, as soon as you were let in. Once you do a referral, they'll pretty much just tell you, "All right, John, how much? What did my sister get? Here you go." That's it.
So the biggest thing that I love, and I'm just going to be blunt here, that I love with FFL is there's no gimmicks.
Yeah.
You go to if you buy the leads, which to me, that should be about 75% of your business right there. The core 4, as I call it, right? Is you should be working on those annuities, IULs, the final expenses in the mortgage protection, right? Because that model's work for FFL and it's going to continue to working. So that should be the biggest chunk of the business that we're doing. And then just buying those leads because they're warm leads. And it's not leads that I got to go in and go, "Oh, by the way, because you signed up for this product, we're going to give it to you for free. We're also going to free this and free that and free this." Now that I've wasted 20 minutes of your time going talking about free stuff, now let me try to get you to spend $300 a month, right, on a whole life policy.
Yeah, 20 minutes. 20 minutes is that's pretty quick.
right. But that's the one thing that I do love about FFL is that it's no nonsense. It's like, hey, here's the reality of it. This is what's happening. Life happens, death happens. Are you prepared? And if you're not, how can we get you prepared? Not only you, but your family, and then be able to have those real life conversations.
You're ready, man. You're ready to get going.
I know. Yeah. I'm just ready for him to get his writing numbers already.
So wait, you don't have writing numbers yet?
Not yet. He just submitted all his contracting this morning and Friday, I think.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What took you so long?
His state took forever to issue his NPN.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I've only I just met Darren over the phone the night before convention.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Give you some leeway. It's been
Darren was actually about to hop on the plane when he sent us a text with Terry.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Okay, so you just got licensed. Oh yeah,
he just got licensed. Literally got his NPN Friday.
So you got your NPN Friday. Today's Monday. Have you started you got the E&O contracting all set up?
Yep, I've already went through. I've got the gateway programmed. I've already went through the game time training modules. All of those.
On it.
I've gone through boot camp already. All of those. I've digested every bit of data that I can find so far because I look at it as, again, if I can come out the gate more prepared, then it's just a win.
As well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so since you did everything today, you should get an agent number by at least tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You should have something for Prosperity already if Darren hasn't invited you on the Prosperity.
It's in background, so probably gonna take a couple of days. I don't know.
But
when it gets backgrounded, it takes
it's
a couple
fine.
Days.
No, typically you still get an agent number, and then you can still write. Then they process your full licensing.
Oh,
did you get an agent number yet?
No, not yet. I did check it this morning, and I went to the website. I checked email, and then I went to the websites again because I'm just as hungry as you guys are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard about the Hall of Fame. I want the red coat. I heard a
Nice.
guy pulled Hall of Fame in 4 months, so now I've got a challenge.
There you go.
So, yeah,
I am happy for you. I'm like so stoked to see him
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, that's the type of stuff, like especially when you're somebody that's been in the business for a while and you go through the monotonous things and you're like, look at this guy. He's so fresh and he's excited. His mojo brings mojo to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I like about everything is that it's been pretty easy for you to just get plugged in, right?
yeah, yeah.
And
Which has
that's
been
been something
huge.
that like we've been really trying to improve on this year. We really want to make sure that when the agents are coming into the agency, that everything is flowing fluidly for you guys, that you guys have everything accessible, your trainings, your contracting, that we're available for you guys in the beginning as well. So I like that you're getting a good experience of what it's like to be a part of Family First Life.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I mean, I've had a couple of minor hiccups. They were technical hiccups, like the game day training module. There was like 3 of the different videos that I played, and then it didn't register that I did it. So I had to go back and do it a second time, which I just started it and set it down and let
Which
it
one is
play
it?
out loud.
He's doing the one
And then it
on
registered.
the one that's already on Gateway. They have like
Okay.
Yeah, Gateway.
The
Yeah.
3-4 things that look like a Super Bowl ad.
yeah.
one?
Yep.
Mm,
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that it could, you
Yeah,
have to
it
click it.
clicks it.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it'll mark that they've done it.
Nice.
Yep.
We also have one on the welcome email. Have you checked that one out? And it's like a school
The Elite FFL one.
Oh, yeah. The boot camp there.
yeah.
Yeah, I've done all that one already as
Oh,
well.
Look at
Yeah.
you.
That was like the first day. When you guys texted, Darren's like, go
Oh yeah,
here.
I did tell you. I was like, well, in
Yeah.
the meantime, do the boot camp. 'Cause
Yeah, and
he was
Darren's
waiting
like,
for his
okay.
NPN, so I sent him the boot camp
Yeah,
information.
Yeah, so I started
Dang.
it that
Yeah,
night. And then I told, I text Darren, I said the next day, I said, I should have this done in a couple of days. And then I really didn't have nothing that next day. And so I just consumed it all. And then I messaged him back, done. He's like, oh my gosh. Like, you're definitely going to get that first discount or whatever.
There you go. So yeah, so one, you just develop your skill, you learn how to sell, but also
Yep.
while you're building, you start building people, because you don't
Right.
have to teach them how to sell. You can plug them in and we can help them as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing I loved, is that just from the boot camp and that game time training, just in those 2 things alone, set somebody in a great motion. Right. And so to me, that's just dynamite. And then to add on to the other data that I've been supplied to be able to, because Darren's from the Rockstar side of things has a bunch of data that he shared through there that I've consumed as well. And so, yeah, I think you guys are in a great space to set people up for success, and I'm excited.
Yeah, compared to the old company, man, they had you go in like field training, 6 days here, 6 weeks here. Like, hello, I'm broke. I want to write business
yeah.
now.
And nobody was
It
like
gets even
answering
worse.
questions.
I've literally have recruited a couple of people from there this this month, and it's been like so crazy to me. They have like some licensed agents. They're already licensed. They're just not fully trained, and they have
Right.
them booking appointments like
No, you know
Yeah.
what's worse than
booking
that?
appointments all day. Like you don't
I've
even
heard-
have you don't even get a cut from what they're selling.
No. They don't even know, but they've been coded. People would write a small piece of business under them to pay them that weekly salary thing that they're telling about, but they were being used as codes.
Oh,
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's so sad.
Because it's a game where you need to code this, you need that to
right.
fluff that you're recruiting and you're growing when people are falling off the wayside within the next week or so. 3 months later, you ask how much money you made. That one code they gave me.
Yeah.
I wasn't even there. I was just like, my Zoom was on.
My Zoom was on.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. They don't know what they're doing, but they got coded. They didn't even know about it. So that's good. So yeah, we're thinking big. We're getting into recruiting for you. You got the skill. So what's your game plan as far as leads? How do you see yourself in the business and leads?
So my game plan in the lead section is I really want to spend about 60, like I said, about 60-75% of the business focusing on the leads that you guys sell, and then just buy and rinse and repeat and just keep going, right? And let that just build automatically. And then any agents that I bring in underneath me, I want them to follow that same model, right? Because I don't want to do 100% because I want to be open to do some of that individual commercial side of things with the Key Man Life and different things like that. And I also want my own agents. We're going to do things to where we're going to have one day a week or one day a month. I haven't figured it out yet, that we're literally going to drive as a team to a neighborhood and we're going to get out and cold knock.
Okay.
And that's what we're going to spend. We're going to spend time out there getting to know people. And then I also want to be able to set up to where we make money in such a way that we also give that money back, right? So I've already outlined for this year what I would like to see, different events throughout each month to where we're giving back, but we can also get our clients plugged into it as well. That, hey, we're doing a canned food drive for this for the month of March or whatever, right? So whoever gives like the most wins like a $20 Amazon gift card or something, right? Because I think under Oklahoma law, I don't know if it's federal, but under Oklahoma
I
law,
used to like $25 gift card.
yeah, it's got to be like
Yeah.
small, but hey, free money's free money, right?
Yeah.
And if we can like raise food, coats, toys, whatever it is to help other people out, then that's what I want to be able to do. I did have a conversation the other night that I think I'm going to implement as well, is that come December, we're going to do a toy and winter clothing drive. We can get our clients, the public, everybody involved in it. But from the agency side, from my team side, we're going to have already chosen a percentage of how much money we've made that year. And we're going to say it's 0.25% or 1% or whatever it is.
Whatever it is, yeah.
And for the month of December, we're going to go and pay off people's layaways at the Walmarts, the Targets, the wherevers, right? That way we don't get acknowledged that we're doing it, but we're able to impact people's lives.
Wow. That's awesome to hear. I would say even think bigger. You're
Talk
thinking
to me.
about the commission that you're making and you're able to give back.
Mhm.
Flip that on the side of you're able to give opportunities to other agents or other people to turn this as a side income and they can support themselves and have extra income. And then think even bigger as far as building the camaraderie and the group effort. Because you got to understand, we have VP bonuses and we have personal bonuses, right?
Okay.
So if you get people to write Americo, Mutual, AIG, and even Prosperity, they have carrier bonuses that each agent can target, and they have FFL personal bonuses that they can target. So you build your agency up, use that bonus for either themselves or for the community.
Yeah.
So it's not just out of their commissions; it's out of like other people's pockets based on their hard work.
I like that. So we have roughly 3.9 million people in the state of Oklahoma.
Okay.
So now you know a little number that I'm working with. And then we got 4 or 5 states surrounding us. So I don't plan on just being here in this little town for a little bit. I plan on taking it off.
Well, are you planning on doing telesale or in person too? You're doing both?
I want to do both, predominantly in person, because I love people. I love hearing people's stories. At the end of the day, all the stuff that you've gone through, she's gone through, I've gone through is what shaped, molded us to who we are right now. And to hear some of those people's stories, I think is good, right? So being able to sit face to face, and plus also sitting face to face, you can see like if they can't stand up on their own or different things like that, right? A lot of times on the video conferencing, you can't see some of that. And I want to be able to see the person as who they really are and how they really are. So we're not having to get denied and resubmit and denied and resubmit because they don't want to be truthful about what's going on with their medical or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And plus, nothing beats face to face. You can video conference all day long like you're on Facebook, but sitting across the table from somebody and saying, hey, Bob, Mary died yesterday. What does today look like? I mean, how are you navigating this right now? You guys been together for 23 years. How are you navigating this right now? She's gone. She didn't have a life insurance policy. She was bringing in $1,000 a month to your $2,000 a month. Are you going to be able to afford the mortgage, cars, your lifestyle? I mean, what are we going to do about this, Bob?
Yeah. So in person, you'd have a good idea with Oklahoma. I would just say because Oklahoma is only 3.9. I just want to let you know, LA County alone in Southern California is 16.9.
Oh yeah,
Southern California.
No, that's why I
like
say I got like
counties.
I got small bites here, but I plan on expanding.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would recommend you adding your licenses outside when you're doing telesales.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I heard that Darren he's licensed in 15 states, so that's encouraging to me because that's where the path I'm chasing after.
Yeah. So do in person locally, and then like out of state calls, telesales, live transfers. Oh man.
And so on the lead buys, I can buy those out of state if I'm licensed in another state, and then just do those virtually if need be.
Yes.
Or telesale.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Any questions on leads?
A wealth of information.
Yeah, no worries. Any questions on leads, how they work, different type of lead vendors?
No, I've consumed quite a bit of data on that. I'm just excited. I know that you have the different range of prices, and depending upon aged or not aged, or if it's internet only or whatever. So I've got a lot of idea on that. I think what's going to happen out the gate is, because I don't want to take a big chunk out of my savings that I still got to get going, I'm going to take a chunk and I'm going to buy some of the more economical leads and maybe a couple of the higher leads, since I'll supposedly get a discount off that first buy. And then from that, take that money and then reinvest, and you just go crazy from there. Yeah.
If you do it right, you only invest in lead one time. Everything else is the fruits of it and return of investment.
Nice.
Yeah. And then remember, referrals are free leads. Your network are free leads.
Yeah.
Facebook friends, you post something about you in your social media, people will contact you. So be loud, but be tactical about it, so that people will know about your business.
Yeah. And that's another thing that somebody had told me not long ago, that in marketing, there's a thing called the 3-foot rule. So if anybody's within 3 feet of you, you should be giving them your business card and talking about business if you have an opportunity. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, that's all great, but I think I want to modify that a little bit. 3-foot rule. Hey, where are you at right now in life? Are you financially planned for tomorrow? Do you even know about basic budgeting? How can we get you prepared? Because it's all coming. It's coming for all of us, right? None of us are going to evade debt. And how we navigate that now, before then, is going to matter to everybody in our circle when it does happen.
Yeah, it's funny because I was playing basketball yesterday, and you know how Riff, my wife, basically took over the social media and she started posting things. And so and then what she's doing collaborations with my main account, so my friends are seeing it. And then my buddy in the basketball court, hey man, I saw your post. Got me really thinking about life insurance now. It's like, yeah, man, get it. And he said this, like, so are you getting clients off of that? And I just like teased him, you'll be the first one if you do get it.
So hey, here's an idea for the next time somebody on the court says that. Go, absolutely, let's do this. How about we'll do a one-on-one after the game, and then if you win, you give me 5 minutes of your time, but if I win, you give me 30 minutes of your time.
There you go. Shit, I win all the time. Just kidding. But yeah, so as loud as you can and repeatedly being loud, because I think it gets people's ideas, but it sparked and sprouted a seed of an idea. But continuously watering them about, the importance of life insurance, what it does, how to take care of it. Because like, who do you not know that has a family? Who do you not know that has kids, young kids? These are our clients. But how do we reach these clients? Because sometimes they're feeling like, oh, I'm young, I'm not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah,
I might not need it yet. But so with the stories sell. So the more stories you can bring up, the more stories you can impact your community. Now the community knows you. People from Walmart will know you or your group, and then boom, you're gonna get calls left and right.
Yeah. So a couple of thoughts real quick. One is I want to set up MailChimp and then do a monthly newsletter. And in that monthly newsletter, it'll be updates that we're going through, product updates. So if like one of the carriers pushes out, hey, we're offering new whatever, we'll have that in there. And then we'll have our monthly community event listed in there.
Have you heard about Insurance Drip?
Only through some of the data that you guys have supplied, but I haven't went and looked at it yet.
So Insurance Drip is a free marketing tool that our company has. It's through FFL AMS. So once you gotten contracted with like Athene, you can create an FFL AMS account, and then on fflamsaccount.com, you'll see Insurance Drip.
No, so I did go consume all of their videos already yesterday, which got me super excited about IUL and annuities. So I need to send her things to start getting contracted through there as well.
You need an app though.
I need a what?
An app. FFL.
Oh, I thought you said I need a nap.
No.
Go get a nap, Terry.
How are you consuming it? No, an application. You need an application to get contracted. You can take it up. You've been watching a lot of videos. Yeah, you
Sorry,
need
don't take a nap. Don't
yeah,
take
to
a
get
nap.
contracted through Navi, you do need an application to start
Okay.
getting processed. I don't know about Athene. Do you need one
No,
for Athene?
not for a thing. I'm
Okay.
writing it down though, so I'll go ahead and I'll request that for you.
Yeah.
Okay, I
So once you
appreciate
have
it.
access to an Athene account, you can go into FFL AMS, and then once you're on
Okay.
FFL AMS, look for the insurance drip. I think also her name is Joanne, right?
Hmm.
The one that
I'm
does
not
the
sure.
insurance drip. You'll see it in there in the website.
Okay, yeah, I'll go
But yeah,
check it
so
out.
it gives you ideas of what you'll do for your MailChimp, because
Yeah.
they promote like newsletters and whatnot.
Okay, nice.
Sometimes it's just about the company insurance industry, sometimes a specific product.
Yeah,
So
nice.
you'll have additional content, so you don't have to continuously make your MailChimp content.
That'll be awesome.
Lastly, that'll also attach to your Facebook. So you can have
Okay.
it set up where that drip comes out of your Facebook, out of your social media, and your business pages.
Okay,
Cool.
nice.
All
Yeah.
right, so that's all the time we have. Any last questions? We're good. Thanks for joining us. We're looking to see you on the board, the leadership board.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right,
see you
Terry.
there.
Yeah,
Let's get
we'll
you your
see,
agent
we'll
numbers.
see your first sale post hopefully this week by the end of the week.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Cool.